This is Jason's Electronics Repair. Welcome to my ER. Interesting stuff today. A little late on the stream, 7:13. Just right before I got out of Minecraft, there was a raid in one of my villages, so I had to just take care of that real quick. So didn't even get to trade with the villagers afterwards. So let's switch here and see if I can just a little bit. Adjust this. It's too much. All right, let's see what we have. We're going to work on one that I messed up on. So this is a rabbit hole of my own making. I'm Jim. Hello. Skidmarks. Hello. How you doing? This one I messed up on my own, messing with the M92 and port. Somehow I managed to mess up that that system. So let's see if we can get in here and take a look at this here. So no screws in it, so I can pull out these ribbons here. So I'm just going to pull these ribbons out. I actually have quite a bit to do today. Okay. So if I get my Nintendo Switch charger out here and I take my board, I plug my test battery into it, like so. Thank you. And I plug in this, I get a 5 volts and 0 amp current draw. So it registers it. It just doesn't want to do anything. So let's check it again. There we go. Now we don't even want to turn on. So something shorted either under the port or on M92. So we're going to take a look at this. So we're going to turn the meter on. Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. I should know what's wrong with it. Let me take a look at it here. Just want to get my probes here. Get me on continuity mode. And then we'll come under the scope here. And switch. Of course. Hold on a second. The camera will be on in a second. And turn the camera on. There we go. So there we go. We got this area here. Zoom in on this fuse because I want to check it for continuity. So this beeps here. So if I come in here and I touch this capacitor here, this point here, yeah, that fuse is good. Yeah, that fuse is good. Do I have any data line shorts? No. I believe I checked to make sure that port was installed good, but I'm going to check it again. Let's see if we can check this again here. All right. Now, check our grounds. Power is V-bus. Then we have our D plus, I believe. D minus. This is VCon, I believe. This is CC. So that's all good. Let's check this here. And then this one should be S plus negative. S plus 1, my bad. This is S plus 2. This is the first of the RX2 negative, RX2 positive, TX2 negative, TX2 positive, should be TX1 negative, TX2 1 positive, I'm sorry, and then RX positive, RX negative. So the port's all connected good. Hello, Micro, how you doing? So the port is all good, so it's not the issue. So we're going to take a look at my M92 job here and see what that looks like. Yeah, I'm missing a capacitor. Yeah, I'm missing a capacitor here. I believe it's right here, but that's no good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reflow this chip. See if that solves any of my issues. Add some flux. I'll clear that up in the image right there. I'll reflow this here. I just change my airflow there. There we go. So that looks good now. Looks much better. I'm still not going to worry about that cap. Let this cool down. Hey Technic, how's it going? I'm just basically working through my workload that I have at the moment. Clean this board up a little bit. Just want to displace all that flux. And then soak it up. So I displaced all the flux with alcohol, IPA, like that. Just you want to displace all of it, and you just want to suck it up with a thin paper towel. I don't recommend using tissues because they have lint, but these Chem wipes, they work the best for soaking up the diluted flux. I'm doing this for a long time this way, and it does work. Doesn't work so much for like Amtech flux, because that tends to want to burn more. But for like Kingbo or Chip Quick, that dilutes in the IPA pretty well. It cleans it. It does a good job. All right, let's give this a test. It's cooled off. Let's hook the battery up to it. Turns on, 5 volts, no amp charge. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Does it do it on this side also? Again, no amp charge. Let's see here. Just want to grab another battery just in case that battery wasn't in the best of shape. Yep, still no 0 amps. So it does work. It does charge a unit. Why won't it switch to 15 volts? Seems like it my charger is stuck in 15 volt or 5 volts ever since I used it on the dock with that extension cable. Oh, very strange. Almost like my meter is messing up. That is very, very strange. Now, let's check another one here. This one works. This one's only reading 5 volts too. I think I have some issue with my cable, and that's going to reboot now. It's weird, it's only doing 5 volts now. It's not putting out 15 like it used to. Yeah, very strange. Very, very strange why this is doing this with my cable. This is weird. I wonder if using it through my through the dock cable, that crappy dock cable. Excuse me. The crappy dock cable damaged it. Let's go to voltage mode here. Let's see what we have at the coil. 3.6 volts at the coil going down. Very strange. Let's try this here. Let's see if we can get it to boot with a battery. It could be many different things. Oh. It's so disturbing. Okay, so let's hook that up to there. It's not drawing any kind of current. Plug in this to give it a wake up. Well, it doesn't appear to be doing anything. I'll just check to make sure I have the voltage here. 4.2 volts. Yeah, 4.2 volts, so it's getting power. It's probably going to need another M92, but this box here. Power button. Hook up this power button here. There we go. So power. Okay, so power button. Plug the battery in. Now let's see if we get any current draw. Okay, so I got 200 milliamps, 220, 400, 500, 300. It's hovering around 370, and it's locked off at 370. So this boots to its original issue, but why doesn't it charge the battery? So maybe if we fix the original issue, it will charge. So very interesting here. Not quite sure how I want to approach this. It isn't boring. Hello, Travis. How's it going? Let's take a look at this Wi-Fi. Alright, let's take a look at Wi-Fi over here. Looks like it's been warmed up. Looks like it's a little toasty. Oh, there's my media probes. Go back to continuity mode here. Check some of these caps here. I don't see any shorted around there. That one's shorted here. I check this one though. That one's good. Okay, here's something interesting. one is shorted. That one is shorted. Oh, okay. So that's shorted. So let's see on a good Wi-Fi board if that is shorted. Let's see here. This one right here. Yeah, it must be low impedance line, so that's normal. That's normal. So Wi-Fi seems good. Let me just check this fuse one more time here. Fuse is shorted. Fuse is good. I wonder what resistance this is. Makes me wonder if it won't work without that capacitor because it's an RC time circuit. What is that going to read? 1K. So 1K. It's going to come down. It's going to charge on this capacitor. It's charged through this resistor. Makes me wonder if that's not a charge, an RC time circuit capacitor that's needed for some kind of switch timing or something. This is a Nintendo Switch, Nick. How you doing, by the way, Nick? It's good to see you in the chat. Those phones you got me. Those have provided me a fair bit of practice. I have not had the confidence to do videos on them yet after the last fiasco on videos with the phones. So I'll get to it though. I'll build up the nerve again. I need to pull up my switch data here. It is a 10 nanofarad. I can get my OBS back. Video. So that is a 10 nanofarad capacitor. 0201, 25 volt. So being 25 volts, that could be part of the 15 volt input circuitry and be a timing circuit. Yeah, over time it's crazy. with summer here, it's like I spend more time with the family, and then I still have work to do on top of that. It's hard to balance it all. So my son always has ambitious gaming projects for the summertime. So we'll leave that up, and then we'll get a O2 capacitor here. I hope I have these. If not, it's gonna be a donor board. I'm gonna need a donor board, which I probably have one, but I'm hoping I don't need it. Okay. Pico. 10 nanofarad. $10 nanofarad, 50 volts. That's overkill, but it'll work. All right. Close the book up. Get the board holder back out. And we will use the micro pencil. I don't leave them on because they have a 30-minute. They shut off after 30 minutes. It's irritating. I don't use the micro pencil all the time. See if we can get zoomed in there a little bit. So that's where the capacitor needs to go. I just need to tin that pad a little bit. And we will use a little bit of solder paste on the end of my pencil with a little bit of flux. Should be good. Turn this back around here. Steven, how's it going? And let's get one of these capacitors out. Turn my hot air down. Alright, let me just nudge this in a better bit of alignment here. Come on. Let's melt down and sit down. We got a little bit of flux to that. Put up my airspeed. There we go. Alright. We'll see if that makes a difference. Turning off the fuel extractor. I'll put these capacitors back in the book. I didn't already. No, I didn't. There they are. Alright. Just thread up a needle. Any smarter. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Oh, by the way, hello Cass, how's it going? Yeah, it's crazy doing those O2 ones, especially when it's that close to a chip and you have a chance to push it into the pads. So again, I'm going to flood this with alcohol to dilute that flux. I'm going to just dilute the flux on both sides because it got underneath the board holder. Drip to this side. All right, when you get that, you can actually give it a little bit of a squirt there, and then you can soak it all up. This just gets it all soaked up there. And it's a good way to pick up the flux. You know, you suspend it in the alcohol, and then the Kim wipe picks it up. So it's a good way to get flux off the board. But you have to really suspend it in the alcohol. You have to really suspend it in the alcohol. You can't just dab it on there. It has to be suspended, basically. All right, so clear this off here. All right, so is this cooled down? Yeah, that's cooled down. We'll plug in our battery. And we will see if this does anything here. Nope, still 0 amps. So that RC time circuit did absolutely nothing. So I figured you could probably leave that off and it wouldn't be an issue. But now we have to hunt down another problem. I don't think it needs the NAND to charge the battery. Actually, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But we will put the NAND on there anyways. So no, this is not right. This is strange. Let me go back to voltage mode. Get my probes here. Yeah, they're mascara brushes. I buy them from Amazon. You get like 800 of them for like $2. So if I interesting, huh? Okay, I think my amp meter may actually be broken because touching the VN pins of the USB port, I'm getting 15 volts, and the amp meter is only registering 5 volts. So it's getting 15 volts. Um, let's check it from here. Yeah, 15 volts. Could do some inline current measuring. Um, let's let's do some inline current measuring. How do I want to do this? I haven't done this on a video yet. Hey Phil, how's it going? This is a Nintendo Switch that I messed up, and now I can't get it to charge. It's had 3 M92s, 2 ports, fuse is all good. I think it has a lot to do with my little USB test meter thingy, because when I plug this in, um, when I plug this in, it says 5 volts. It's so showing 5 volts only, but if I measure the voltage coming in at the USB-C port, I'm getting 15 volts. So I think my meter's messed up, and I don't know if that is causing me to show no current. And it boots off the custom battery thingy. It does a boot cycle. Um, so it is. Yeah. I think my USB current meter is dead. To be honest with you. So it's like dirty in there or something, and pins aren't making contact. I don't know. Let me clean it out with some contact cleaner. Hate that stuff. And the door's closed, and now that's all I'm gonna smell is that stuff. Oh, it's a headache waiting to happen, I guarantee it. Okay, so I don't know if my USB-C thing here was dirty, and that's why I wasn't getting the right voltage. So what this was, I'm not even quite sure there's anything wrong with this. It could be this meter this whole time. Now it's still doing 5 volts, 0 amps. So I know for sure what's going on. I am going to. It should have showed something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this fuse. I'm going to show you guys how to measure inline current on the charge circuit of a Nintendo Switch. So yeah, that's going to be fun. So let's get the scope in here. Let's put it in the board holder. So what I need to do is I need to put the meter in line with the charge port. And the best way to put the meter in line with the charge port is right here. So I can pull this fuse off, and then I can put my probes, my meter probes here and on this capacitor here. And that will bypass the fuse, sending the current through my meter, and then I will be able to determine if this is working. So yeah, so let's do that. So I'm going to pull this capacitor off, or this fuse off. No, I'm not going to do it without the scope because I need the scope. Actually, boom, got it out of the circuit. Use the hot tweezers there with a little bit of hot air, and it pulled it out of the circuit. So now, this is now, if I'm in voltage mode, so it's not going to matter. So now if I hook this up, this is an open circuit. This is an open path to where the unit goes. So if I do this like this, put it in continuity mode where it beeps, goes. So it'll beep on ground. So if I come over here and I touch here and here now, it won't be connected. So these pads are connected, but these pads are no longer connected because I pulled the fuse. So what I'm going to do is, after I do that, I'm going to take a current reading from here to here, and I'm going to run that through my meter. And we're going to get a current draw off the power supply, because I'm not sure if my is going to work. I don't think my current meter is working. Yeah, I don't know about washing powder. You guys have different stuff than we do for that, I believe. You have like soda crystals or something in the UK, and it's not powdered here. It's basically a resistor that blows at a certain current rating. I'm not 100% sure on surface mount fuses, how exactly they're constructed, but yeah, that's the thing. So we're going to put this on DC current. We have it plugged into our other port for DC current. We have two DC current testing probes that are there. All right. So now the best way to probably do this is to turn it sideways here, like so. Hello, Rose. How's it going? RV King, welcome. So I don't have the on-screen meter. Let's do it this way. Let's go ahead and splurge a little bit. We'll go ahead and splurge with the other meter. Oh, hold on, does it work first? Does it do 400 milliamps? Yeah, it's going to be more than that. Okay, so I don't normally like to do, I like to use the current meter because it's got the range on it. That's a big meter because it's got the amp range, where this one is either amps or milliamps. It doesn't have a wide lower end range. So we'll get some new probes out here. Okay, so we're going to plug this into here, this into here. Okay, so now we have current mode enabled. Okay, so you can see that. Let's oh, I need it like that. Let's plug in our test battery here. Let's plug in our test battery. Let's plug in our charger. Like so. Now, that's that. So if we go back to DC voltage on this meter and we check, this is why multiple meters is good. Just don't mix up the probes. So if I check the voltage at this point right here, I got 5 volts. So I'm getting 5 volts at this point here, not 15. But if I take this probe here and I go between this and this, and I'm going to cover up the meter part. So if I go here, here it's drawing 30 milliamps, 3 milliamps. Okay. So it's not drawing any current at all. Okay, so no current at all. The battery is hooked up. It is. So it's not drawing any current. Okay. So let's just. Okay, now I'm getting 15 volts on the power pins. So I must have kicked it into 15 volt mode. So let me probe these 2 points again here. What happened to it before it died? Oh. Yeah, this is a horrible multimeter, but it shows up good on the screen. These were actually sent to me because the company wanted us to buy hundreds of them. Okay. And they sucked so bad, I told them, dude, I'm keeping these and don't ever send me stuff again. Because, yeah, there are, I mean, I guess it really depends on what you're using it for, but in a production environment, they're not good meters. So I'm just going to check the current with this meter. Yeah, 3 milliamps. Only drawing 3 milliamps on this. Okay, so Let's get this piece of garbage out of here. All right, so we'll put that back in its hole. They have come in useful for sacrificial meters for crazy currents. Yeah, it is a good game, Phil. Let's see if we can all do it. Hey, 9 likes. That's pretty good. It's half the viewership. So. Okay, so let's unhook this. 3 milliamps isn't going to do anything, but we get a boot. So let's take a look around M92 again. Hey, Jaden. How's it going? This is not going to be the best stream, guys. This is just what I have to do today. And it's just me working through this this Nintendo Switch. So if I miss some cameras or whatnot, I'm sorry. Let's just check M92 again. It seems okay. Seems all right. We're going to look at it on another camera in a second. Let's switch over to another camera. All right. All right, let's bring this camera over right about. All right, let's see if that'll work. I'm just gonna get this lined up here so it's not making everybody dizzy. All right, so let's switch over to that now. Okay, so all right. I know it's shaking. It's because I'm pushing the button on it. Okay, so a little greedy, but that could be touched up a little bit. I guess that could be touched up a little bit too. That whole chip is not the best. Okay, I'm gonna touch up those joints. All right, let's get back over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and touch up these joints on. Oh, that's squeaky. Now I have the squeaky scope. Check that out, guys. Fantastic is that. So, hey Wade, how's it going? All right. Okay, so got some flux around this chip. Turn on my fume extraction. And my solder paste. I am not having the best day of keeping track of stuff. All right. Let's check chat before I go here. Oh yeah, I want to know if those cheaper ports work. Sometimes you have to deactivate the source Wade before you activate it. So that sometimes is an issue. All right. This is the trickiest one here. All right. Now I know that that fuse is still out of the way there, so that's fine. Not worried about that. I'm gonna flood this here. IPA mixed with a little bit of flux remover. I'm going to dilute that flux remover with IPA in a second and soak that up. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to hook up our test battery, this one this time. We're going to hook up our test battery like so, just like that. We're going to plug in our charger, and we're going to test the amperage across this circuit again. 67 milliamps this time. Zero. Very strange. Okay, so then it just died out at 0. So let's see what this looks like inside here. So clean off this back of this board here. I forgot to put that fuse back. Hold on. I gotta put the fuse back. Let's see here. Let me pop in here and add a little bit of flux. I might be able to do this without hot air. I doubt it, but we're going to try it first without hot air. Switch to that. Adding hot air. Boom. Set it back down. Okay, so the fuse is reconnected. Nice and good there. You know what? When you told me I should do a 0201 capacitor off scope, I should have just used the hot tweezers and cheated and won. Because you didn't say I could use. I should have just did it with the hot tweezers, and I would have been done way quicker. So that's what I should have done. Wow, Angel, that's a lot of ones and zeros. You can use a magnifying lamp to a degree. I'll show you something here in a second. Maybe. Why is everything breaking? Nothing seems to want to work. All right. So I use these all the time. They're a little Optivisor with I think they're 20x. You can get the high-end 20x ones, and you can do a good amount with those. You know, you can do a good amount. You can put chips on and stuff. All right. But when I did scale modeling, I had a huge magnifier that gave me 20 inches of working distance, but also gave me 10 times magnification, and it was fantastic. It was a giant, about this big, and it was on an arm attached to the bench, and I would pull it down in front and just be staring through it like this, working. It was fantastic until it broke. It was so heavy that they didn't use gas powered pistons in the arm. They used heavy duty springs, and the springs just broke. So let's see here. Let's just see what happens when we hook the meter up to it, because I know the meter's not working. Yeah, I'm still getting 0 amps current draw. I bet you I have 15 volts at that junction. So I bet you I still have 15 volts here. Yeah, I got 15 volts. And it's still only saying 5 on the meter. So I'm not sure. All right, so the only way to know is if it's charging is what's going on. So let's check the boot sequence again with the meter. So I'm going to hook up a power button here. This power button. All right. That's right. Hold on. Hook up my power button. I'm going to hook up my power supply here. And I'm going to plug that in there like that. And then I'm going to prompt it to boot and see if it boots with the, yeah, so that is causing it to boot. So it could be that meter is trash. So it's 450, 390. So that meter could have been trolling me this whole entire time. Yeah, I know they're cheating, Phil. Hot tweeters are cheating, but still, I just did that fuse nice. I'm happy the way that fuse came out. That's cool. So again, we bottomed out at 370 milliamps, 0.37 amps. So let's take a brief moment to talk about this piece of trash that has trolled me for freaking 4 days. So I'm not even quite sure some of the stuff I think is broken because this doesn't appear to be working, which is like, I had stuff to where things weren't charging, and I changed M92 2 or 3 times because they weren't charging, and I believe that they were charging this whole entire time. So, and that meter was showing me they're not charging. So that is that's got me pissed off. All right, let's put this in a housing so we can confirm what it's doing. All right. Does it have its own home? I think it does. I think it does have its own home. I just need to put some stuff away. me to pick this up a little bit before I have a nervous breakdown. All right. And we can confirm the battery's charging with the meter, so make sure that's set up now. So let's try this again. Oh, pisses me off, that meter. All right, let's plug this meter in here, or this power flex in. Get my other tweezers for this. All right. So we got the essentials hooked up. We'll hook up the battery, and then I want to plug in the thing here. See what it does. It doesn't show anything on the screen, but does it charge the battery? Battery's at 3.7, 4.8, 4.7, 4.6, 4.4. So it is definitely not charging the battery. Okay. So it's not charging the battery that direction. Let's check it for this direction. No, it doesn't. Doesn't want to charge the battery there either. Let's check the voltage at pin here, 15 volts. Going to the battery, it's 3.7 at the coil. Oh, wait a minute. 3.6 volts. Oh, very odd. This might be a BQ issue if it's not charging this battery. Yeah, the battery's dropping. Let's see what it's showing on the screen. Anything? Nope. So I'm thinking this may have a BQ issue. Let's go ahead and plug in the test battery, or the power supply battery cable thing. And let's see if it at least gives us a boot prompt. Oh, it doesn't. There it goes. Odd, I have no display. Backlight's on. Huh. Very strange. Backlight's coming on, but I'm not getting any image now. All things I had before. There we go. Wow, that's just weird. So it's sitting at 540 milliamps now, and it's not going to hit that last load into the the screen. It like if you want a good working light, like a 100-watt daylight bulb, but if you're using LEDs and stuff, I believe they use a color key. Like I think my lights are like, no, I'm not even gonna get into it because I don't know. I just use bright lights. So yeah, this is just gonna stop there. Okay. So I hook that battery up. Plug this in. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. Okay, so that battery turns it on, but it doesn't do any different. So, all right. So what I want to do is this thing draws a steady 540 milliamps, um, holding at that logo. So we are gonna hope that the camera works. Okay, so we are gonna hope and pray that the camera works. We're gonna hope and pray that the camera works. All right. No, I think the battery's dead. There we go. So it's working now. Okay, the battery's at 36%. So let me plug this into this charger here and see if I can charge it. There we go. It's charging while I'm using it. So, all right. So now I need to get this to turn on with the power supply here and draw that 540 milliamps. And then we can check it out and see what gets hot. Okay, so we're going to get it stuck on that screen. Yeah, it's a Flare 1 piece of garbage. Okay, so it's sitting at 560, 540. So we're going to put that there. We're going to get the phone over here, that like that. Can everybody see that? And then we're going to check the board out here. Okay, so we can see that the CPU is not getting hot at all. We have a little bit of warmth by M92, nothing on BQ. Let's see here. Full APU swap on it. Seems like all my heat is around this side of the board. And it's not even getting hot. I mean, it's sinking half an amp. I don't understand why it is not getting hot there. So even the CPU is not even getting warm. So that's getting warm right there. It's actually fairly warm. That could be coming from the LCD screen. So let's pull the board out and let's just pull the board out and then test it. So we'll unhook the battery thing and we will unhook these ribbons. And this time we will flip the board over and see what gets hot on this side. So this is why I wanted that deconstructed switch, so I could access both sides of the board without any issues. This one is my pet rabbit hole, by the way. This one has got me extremely fascinated with all the work that's been done to it, and it still has the same exact issue. I got one more test I want to do, but I need to make sure it works. Like the simpler stuff is working. So we're going to hook this back up. We're going to watch our current on our power supply. I'm going to hit the power button. Okay, we are booting. We're going to wait for it to level off at the 500. Okay, it's leveling off at 38 because it's not powering the backlight display. What I want to do is I want to flip this over like that. Everybody see that? If you were going to upgrade it there, yeah, see, I can't answer that. I would want the one I have at work, and I would never be able to upgrade and afford that. So, let's see here. Ooh, what do we have here? Oh. some white spots. That is right. This area getting warm here is the CPU. I believe here and here is the RAM. But it's not like we're sinking 390, 400 milliamps. It's not getting anything crazy hot. That chip. There's our max IC. It's getting warm, but that's expected. It's only 36. Yeah, it's not feeling real hot. Sometimes the thermal camera doesn't do it. Any kind of warmth is going to be the CPU, but not like insanely a lot of warmth. Like it's waiting for a check to be completed. Yeah, see. It doesn't feel warm at all. Let's see. What is the temperature of that? So 35C. I don't feel the underside of the Wi-Fi IC getting hot. Let's go ahead and close this out because that didn't help as much as I would have liked it to help. So, yeah, the flare. I would probably get a flare camera again. I would probably definitely get a flare, but which flare would be the question that I would. I'd want something I could mount and output over HDMI that's not watermarked. That would be my requirements. Like I would like to output my thermal camera over HDMI, have a decent frame rate, and not have it watermarked. So that would be my my requirements if I ever upgraded. So, this one is one heck of a rabbit hole. Let's see what's going on with chat. Nothing really exciting. Well, only 9 viewers. Somebody else must be streaming. Oh, now it says 19 viewers. 13 likes. Well, guys, thank you. So, yeah, I don't have any ideas on this one. Really running out of stuff. We have standby power. What's missing is charging, and it's stuck at the second boot logo. I would think stuck at the second boot logo and an orange screen would lead me to Wi-Fi. There was nothing shorted around Wi-Fi that wasn't supposed to be shorted. So there's a guy on YouTube who's a dad hater. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to him. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, it's yeah, this one has got me wondering here. This point I normally ask Phil, but he's apparently got no information either. The port's 100% good and connected. Take the shield off for the thermal camera. Yeah. I think I'm gonna call it here. I'm not 100% sure on this stock of M92s I've had. It seems like all my stuff has had charging issues. I don't know if it's the meter or the M92s. Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably CPU too. I'm going to call it here. I'm going to order me a new current meter and work on some other projects. I can go down these rabbit holes an hour and a half at a time, 2 hours at a time, and then I put it aside and work on something else. So I don't mind rabbit holes. I don't mind doing them. Send me a rabbit hole. I will go as far down it as I can go before I determine it's dead. But before I determine it's dead, I want to make sure it's 100% dead. So I am going to go a little bit further down on this, probably off camera after I get a new meter and some M92s. I need some M92s. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope everyone... Oh, see, that's what I mean. Oh, it scared the crap out of me. That's the micro pencil shutting off.